Good morning. Isn't it great to have our choir back? How exciting. Yay! Welcome to the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. This is our Merging of the Waters Sunday. With this ritual, we bless the beginning of a fellowship year. And you will hear a lot of announcements at the end of the service about all the things that are already flowing in fellowship life this year. I want to acknowledge that today is also the 21st anniversary of the attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. This is a day that has great personal and collective impact on those of us who were alive at that time and on the whole nation since then. And so if any of you need pastoral support, want to share your stories about where you were when that event happened, please feel free. You can find me after the service or send me a text and we'll find time to chat. As has been our tradition in the past, we have a water slide today. Now, it's a little cold out there, and I was challenged by my daughter's boyfriend to go down the slide this year. I did not know at that time that the high would be 59 at 11 a.m. this morning, but I plan on doing it. So come on out after the service and we'll see what happens. I just wish I'd bought a wetsuit this week. So for those of you who may be new here, I'm the Reverend Lydia Ferrante Roseberry, the minister of this beautiful congregation. And I'm joined today by Service Associate Karen Griglak, our fellowship choir providing music, along with Amy Austin leading hymns and Tad Coriath on the piano. And our tech team is too strong today, Deborah Mensch and Larry Sherwood. So normally we have 3, so just bear with all of it as it happens. And of course, I am joined by all of you on Zoom and everyone here, and we have an all-ages service, so it's just a delight to see our littler members here with us today. Because of the water ceremony, there's no joys and concerns today, so please, if you do have something you'd like me to know, please do be in contact with me either following the service or after by email or text. You are all welcome here today. In all the beauty of languages, cultures, skin tones, abilities and challenges, shapes and sizes, everything that comes together in your uniqueness, you are welcome here. In all the ways that you experience and express gender, you are welcome here. In all the ways you make your living and from all the places you are from, you are welcome here. With all of the traditions that inform your spiritual life, you are welcome here. No matter how long you've been away, nor how soon until you return, you are welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart today or with tears, you're welcome here among us. You're invited to join us with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands. We welcome everyone here today. We acknowledge that the land surrounding us is a stolen territory of the Arapaho people, and that many tribes roamed freely on this land for millennia before the arrival of white settlers. And we commit ourselves to being a center for spiritual exploration and justice making, and to anti-racism and anti-oppression work within and beyond our congregation. If you are new here, we are glad you found us. And whether you're in person or virtual, we hope that you can feel the love and warmth of this congregation. Each Sunday is different, so please come a few times to really get to know us. And we have many opportunities during the week for social connection and spiritual growth and justice making. Those on Zoom, there's links going into the chat which will help you get connected. And those of you in person can go to the QR code in the back of your hymnal or to the foyer at the welcome table following the service also to get more connected. Everyone on Zoom is invited to stay afterwards for a Zoom happy hour coffee, happy, whatever you want. It's up to you. You're in the privacy of your own homes. And masks, and those of us here, it is actually coffee hour and the water slide. And you can take your masks off in Fellowship Hall. We've asked all masks to stay on in here. And we prefer that people eat and drink outside. Any service participants that you see today who have their masks off have tested negative for COVID this morning. And we do ask that everybody else keep your masks on in the sanctuary, even when you're singing. Finally, if there's any new visitors who are on Zoom who would like to introduce themselves, you can just use the chat and tell us your name and where you're from. And if there's anyone here, if this is one of your first time visits and you'd like to introduce yourself, we also love to meet who's among us in the sanctuary. And we'll pass a microphone around to you and you can just say your name and where you live. Hiram, you're not new.
Oh, no, I am old. So. I'd like to introduce my granddaughter, Celeste. She lives in Fort Worth, and she's honoring me today because it's Grandparents' Day.
Oh.
So here she is.
How sweet.
Yeah. I'm Steve Hansen. My wife Karen Child and I lived in Boulder for many years. We're now in Bellingham, Washington, and happy to be back.
And we're visiting.
Yep. And I'm Katie Dickinson, and I live in Louisville. I am Steve's daughter, Karen's stepdaughter. And I've been here, but it's been many, many years. And so I'm really happy to be back this morning.
Welcome. Anyone else this morning? Oh, someone is over in that corner. That's right.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tammy Verkateren. I'm from Broomfield, and I think I've only introduced myself once in Zoom, and then have been in and out and hoping to be more in than out. So thank you.
Welcome, Tamron. Anyone else? Well, it is good to be together today. If you have a chalice at home, you can light it with Karen as I say our fellowship chalice lighting words, and we light the fellowship chalice. Please join me. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action. And now I'll sing our bowl again and invite you to let the sound of the bowl and the silence that follows it draw you deeper into the present moment and the company of this gathered community.
Good morning. We are going to sing hymn number 1064 in the Teal Hymnal. And once again, that is hymn 1064 in the Teal Hymnal. When I first came to BVUUF 6 years ago, this was a hymn that really touched me deeply. And so it's a favorite of mine and very excited to sing it here on our special water service Sunday. 1064 in the Teal Hymnal. What's that? Thank you. Rise if you're willing and able. Thank you. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making the way by the lights of the heavens, and a beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, ever great winds urging me on. Grieve the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
The Reverend Manish Mishra Marzetti, a UU minister, has given us this poem called River Call. Between rocking the boat and sitting down, between stirring things up and peaceably going along, we find ourselves here in community, each called from many different journeys, many different life paths, onto this river road. Some are here because the rocking of the boat has been too much tumult, too much uncertainty, too much pain. Some are here with questions about where the boat is going, how best to steer it, or where the journey ends. Others are here as lovers of the journey, lovers of life itself. Here in front, beside, behind each passenger, each captain, doing the best that we can. Rest here in your boat with me, the river calls. Listen to how I flow, the sound of life coursing all around you. Let the current hold you, and let the current guide you. The river that gently flows through your soul whispers, "Come, let us worship." And in honor of boats and of waters, you might see on your chairs that there are instructions on how to make your own boat. We invite you to use those instructions and the paper so that you can figure out what your boat means for you. Each week, we remind ourselves of the abundance of our lives in this community by giving half of our plate away to those organizations who share our values. This month, our half plate donation continues to the Colorado Statewide Parent Coalition. Congregant Bob Norris and board member of the CSPC has these words to share. The CSPC board appreciates the support of the fellowship, especially the many volunteers who have given their time to the benefit of the members of the Latinx community. For many years, the fellowship has looked for ways to be more welcoming and involved with our Latinx neighbors. These programs have done just that, allowing participants to become more familiar with individual Latina and Latino children and others, including our staff. Going forward, the resources from CSPC will allow the projects that El Paso Engaged Latino Parents Advancing Student Outcomes created to be provided to many communities outside of Boulder County. Fellowship volunteers working with our staff have helped to create the framework for taking these projects forward. The need for this work will remain for the foreseeable future, and your support will always be appreciated. You can text your donation at the number on the screen, or if you are in the fellowship today, you are also welcome to place a donation in the offering plate as that passes. Please give generously as you so often do, and as our musical reflection begins, we invite you to write into the chat your answer to the following question. When have you experienced flow?
Thank you. For the work of the fellowship and for the work of the Colorado Statewide Parent Coalition and their project El Paso, which we are so intimately connected with, we dedicate our efforts, and these are offerings. Were any of you around rivers or creeks this summer? Anybody? Yeah? Can you name some of them? What were some of the ones you were around? Where? Carter Lake. Great. Anybody else? Union Reservoir? Yeah? Copper River. Yellowstone. The Erie Canal. Wow, so many. So many bodies of water, and I'm thinking particularly about rivers because they happen to be my favorite body of water. And the reason that they are, well, my absolute favorite river actually is the St. Vrain in Lyons. I find it to be just incredibly beautiful. It is both beautiful and peaceful and playful because it's the best place to go tubing when the water's high enough. But there's so much magical and sacred flow in a river. And flowing water is my favorite kind of water because it reminds me of like just life. I feel like in my life I'm happiest when I just let it flow.
Let it flow, let it flow. Can't stop me from letting it flow.
I couldn't stop singing that song when I was writing this. What do you notice about rivers? What do you notice about flowing water in rivers? What are some things about rivers that you can tell me? What can you tell me about rivers? Any of you over here? What do you know about rivers? Someone has an idea. Yeah, Mark. The light at sunset bouncing off. And creeks. I was thinking about creeks as well. A lot of people are really close to creeks. Sharon and then Sarah. You know, I'm going to repeat that for you, but then we're going to start passing the mic around so everybody can hear. So one of the things Sharon said was every year it changed shape. So rivers change all the time. They're never the same. And there's an ancient Greek philosopher. Hold on there, Janet. And then Sarah also wants to say something. Heraclitus. And he famously taught that change is certain because things always change and you can never step twice into the same stream. And so life is like that. When this community gathers, we're like that. Every Sunday, every small group, every time we're gathering, we are gathering like a new community. Something is new and different, and a lot is the same. So that's one of the lessons from rivers that I absolutely love. Sarah in the back and Jan. Oh, Janet's got the mic now.
From my time kayaking, I learned that even though the river's moving, there are little eddies where it's actually the water's not moving. And there are safe places where you can kind of pull off.
I was thinking about eddies as well. Eddies are still a part of the river, but they're moving more slowly and you can take a rest. It's like the water's taking a rest in the eddies. And so, but they're still part of that same river. Sarah.
The water's going to get there one way or another.
Yes. The water will get there one way or another. So that's kind of the let it flow. And it goes over huge obstacles to get there. And it never stops like life. Benjamin and then Sylvine.
Well, I think I'll let you know my dad works with boats on...
He works with boats?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
In town of Brooklyn, Maine.
Uh-huh.
And second of all, one day, we took a boat ride. So in Eastport, Maine, because my dad loved working with boats, where we take a kayak on the lake.
I love kayaks.
In most of all, this, I went to French Quebec, and they have a lot of boats. So we have fun doing that.
Yeah. Boats on lakes and kayaks are so fun. I saw one more hand, Sylvine. Oh, two more, then we'll talk to Steve.
You can dam a creek and make a swimming hole. We did that down at our farm every weekend.
Oh, sweet. So you can actually change, you can create some change around the water to
Yeah,
make it work
yeah.
for you in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great. And Steve?
Well, they're a great environment for lots of types of life.
Yeah.
Salmon and others.
They are a great environment for lots of types of life. Whole ecosystems are just at the shore of the water. I was thinking about rapids and how rapids are what make rivers fast and fun. And the reason rapids work is because there's stuff in the way, there's obstacles in the way. And also about how each individual drop of water might not be able to move a stone or move or shape a rock, but together, slowly, the rock will wear away with water flowing together. And so it made me think a lot about community and how we live as a community. Also, well, first I just want to talk about our relationship to water and its flow, our relationship. And I couldn't be thinking about rivers and water without thinking about the Colorado River at this time, and capacity and how that impacts flow. And so to really pay attention, if we want that beautiful flow of life, we have to be able to be paying attention as individuals and as a community to when we are over capacity and when what we are doing that meets our desires might not meet the desire of the entire ecosystem. Likewise, too much water will lead to floods. So there's something about flow that's just finding the right space and being aware not only of what's going on for you, but about what's going on around us so that we can create the right flow. Now, flow for people was a term that has been coined by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. And he calls that a state of total engagement. And I think this reminds me of rivers too. It's like the river's just being a river. And when people are so engrossed in an activity like making a boat maybe, or playing with pipe cleaners, that they don't even know that time is passing by. Have you ever been in that state and how beautiful that state is? To me, that's a sacred state. There's a lack of total self-consciousness, but sometimes people are in flow and then kind of they lift their head and it's like, oh my gosh, like that was so fun. And it is one of the elements of true fun that Catherine Price talks about in her book, The Power of Fun. So this capacity to be in flow. So as we merge our waters, I want us this year to let our waters remind us of our capacities, of our desires to be together, and how to remain in right relationship with each other and with all of creation, so we too can let it flow.
Lydia, I just love that. That idea of letting your authentic self emerge.
Thank you. Thank you, Ted.
I don't care what the say. The cold never bothered me anyway.
Thank you, Ted, for letting your authentic self flow. I didn't know that you had a little Disney in there. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know. There might be more, you never know.
You know, okay, we're on.
I have no strings. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, now, beloveds, now it is time for our annual ritual of our merging of the waters. And I looked back and I thought, well, first of all, this is a remarkable Sunday because this is the first time we get to do this in the way that we have done it for years in this sanctuary. And I wanted to go back and just play back because I had to look it back myself. In 2018, we were in our old sanctuary. That was the last time we did a merging of the waters on this property, this piece of land that we call our spiritual home. In 2019, we were guests at First United Methodist Church, and we did our merging of the waters ceremony there. In 2020, we were wondering how we would do it. Our building was complete, but we weren't able to be in it together. There was no vaccine by then. So I did a pre-recorded message that everybody watched. Some people watched it in their cars, and then people came in and dropped their water off one by one. We had 1 or 2 people in the sanctuary at a time. I remember Tad was playing piano, and there were some people just sitting very physically distanced from each other, and people were weeping. Do you remember that, Tad?
I do.
And then in 2021, we still weren't able to be in here. And so we did an outside service and another drive-by water. And here we are, 2022. What a journey. And this is why rituals like this, they help us mark time. They help us notice where we've been. And we have been together through a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges, a lot of joy, a lot of waiting, up and over boulders and through little rocks and in eddies, waiting and waiting and waiting. And now here we are. This water you have brought, this water we share together is a sacred blessing. By its very nature, it takes on a special role in our midst. When it is commingled in this vessel with the waters of years past, it offers its blessings to us. Generation of Unitarian Universalist journeys are represented here. And with this ritual, we join UU congregations around the globe who also collect sacred waters each fall. Now, in order to do this ritual, we will flow like branches in a great river down the center aisle and starting in the back, if you would, and coming forward. And then go around this way so that our kiddos, because we have our kiddos over there. Those of you on Zoom, you are welcome to come by the fellowship today if you can until 12:30 and drop off water and watch some people go down the water slide. Or you can make an appointment to come in at the office, make sure somebody's here if you don't have a keypad to drop the water. Or the other thing I thought of is if you do come on another Sunday, you can place the water in the Joys and Concerns bowl for that Sunday, and it will be commingled with all of our waters. Now there's 3 waters here on the table. If you brought water with you, you simply add it to our common bowl. And if you didn't for any reason, there's water here for you to add. So everyone is welcome because you are the community that is here today. You are the stream of this moment. Everyone is welcome to come up and pour some water into our common vessel. Welcome. And if there's anyone in the choir who would like to add water, you can come down and do so now as well. Thank you, Scott. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome. By mixing the sacred waters of years past with the waters of this gathered community today, the past is carried on into the present. Our past is always with us. A portion of the water in this bowl was gathered at our first water ceremony initiated by Minister Emerita, Reverend Catherine Harris, in 1996. That's the way of water. And so it is with generations. Each new child among us brings new ideas and new perceptions into our community. Each visitor, each new member does the same. As we have shared these waters, we share our lives together. These waters, after a little bit of boiling and things like that, will be used to bless our babies, to bathe our joys and concerns, and to inaugurate our new building this coming October, and in countless other moments of our collective life together. I recently learned that after each Sunday, Wendy Nelson quietly, is she back there singing? Yes. Quietly and in her own ritual takes the water from our joys and concerns and brings it outside and waters our apple tree. So that just, it's creating the sacredness of the land, returning to that cycle, and also releasing what we have brought here in our challenges and our woes back into the earth which can hold it. I'm so grateful for that ritual and to know about it. Thank you, Wendy. So may we, too, each of us, know how we bless each other by our presence. And may this year be one of joy and fun and flow. Blessed be. Amen.
We are going to sing one more hymn together. It's also in the Teal hymnal. It's hymn number 1007, There's a River Flowing in My Soul. In the Teal hymnal, number 1007.
There's a river
So we have reached the business part of the service. Those on Zoom, please don't run away yet. Some of these are specifically for you. If you're at home and you go, hey, I'd like my water to come, I'll be sitting outside with the water so that you can bring it by and stay outside and safely distanced if that works for you. And for everybody here and on Zoom, join us at the water slide if you dare. Or at least watch those courageous folks trying it out in the exciting weather. Tad has a little something that he'd like to say about upcoming concerts, and then we have a little skit.
Morning, everyone. I'm Tad Coriath, the Director of Music here. One of the things that we've been trying to achieve in this new church year, and since we are coming back into our beautiful new building, is to fill it with as much beautiful music as we can. And so Andrew Metzworth, or Metz, who's right there in the yellow shirt, and I have been working on putting together some concerts, bringing in some artists to entertain us. So I just wanted to let you know what some of the things are that we have coming up. Friday, September 30th, Carmen Sandeem is going to come play a jazz concert for us. Carmen and two of her jazz friends. And then on October 14th, myself and my wife Emily are going to give an art song recital. And then Friday, November 4th, Katie Wise and Bhakti Explosion are going to do a kirtan for us, which is sort of like meditative. It's sort of half concert, half meditative chant experience. And then recently added, November 12th, Peter Mayer is going to come do a concert for us. And he's the composer of Blue Boat Home and some other UU favorite hymns. So I would just encourage you to keep an eye on Connections Weekly. Keep an eye on your info at emails. We're going to get this information posted on the website. And there will be links where you can purchase tickets for all of this stuff. Thank you very much.
Hey, Reverend Lydia, can you help me with this? Because I'm missing my partner in crime. I'm Stephanie Tooley.
And I'm Nancy Delora.
And this is Zachary. Can I just say, Reverend Lydia, gosh, I am tired. Are you tired?
I'm a little tired, yeah.
Do you know what would make me feel better?
What, Stephanie?
A bouncy house. A bouncy house would definitely make me feel better.
A bouncy house?
What would make you feel better?
Well, what would make me feel better would be maybe a bubble machine.
Oh, a bubble machine. A bouncy house.
A bouncy house.
And a slip and slide,
and a slip
she
and slide.
says. What about ice cream? Would
ice cream? Ice cream would make me feel better too, actually. Oreos ice cream is my favorite.
Gosh, I really wish there was something we could do about this.
I know.
Oh, well, wait, Stephanie and Reverend Lydia, both of you are involved with the Leadership Development Council, right?
Oh,
yeah, we are.
Wow,
right.
yeah. Oh, I think I go to those meetings.
And so, don't you remember how we've been noticing how hard everyone is working? And we've decided that this year's retreat should be a treat with ice cream and games and even a bouncy house. Yeah.
You know, now that you mention it, I think I do remember that this is going on. When is this retreat again?
It is Saturday, September the 17th, 10 to 2 p.m. Thank you very much. It's going to be right here at the fellowship. We'll have, yes, We are. What a great straight woman you are. We'll have a potluck brunch, activities that focus on incorporating fun into the fellowship. And then we'll end with an ice cream social. Our wonderful School of the Spirit teachers will be here too, offering programming for kids.
You know, I think now that you mention it, that we did send an email to the congregation about this, and I think it's been in Connections Weekly, but we haven't had a lot of RSVPs yet. How would people go about signing up?
Well, there is an RSVP link in this last issue of Connections Weekly, or you would find the RSVP link in emails that have been sent to many of our committee and council members and to parents of our children and youth. Everyone is welcome to attend.
And how will we know how much ice cream to bring specifically?
Well, people need to RSVP by this coming Tuesday so that we can buy ice cream in the appropriate quantities.
Thank you very much. We hope to see you there, and thank you for letting me rope you into that, Reverend Lydia.
Absolutely.
So Zoomies, we are not done with you yet. I'm sorry. I know you want to get away. But if the reason that you are on Zoom is because you would like to stay in your pajamas on a Sunday morning, first off, I don't blame you. And second off, we're going to make it easy for you. Next Sunday, we invite everybody to come in their pajamas and their fuzzy slippers. Those of you on Zoom and those of you here. So if your pajamas is your reason for staying home, we'd love to see you. There will still be Zoom. Like I said, if your reason is to stay in pajamas. Other reasons, still valid, and we see you. So, like the leadership committee said, next Saturday, 10 to 2, and your children. Not only are we having fun kids activities, but we are specifically inviting them to come and join us for all of the fun and activities. All are welcome. For those of you in the building, we have been asked, if you have at least legible handwriting, to please come to the Mountain Room at 11:45 today to help address envelopes for the dedication weekend invitations. There's a whole lot of them, and there will be pizza. Newcomers and friends of the fellowship are invited to a Path to Membership class on Saturday, September 24th. It'll be from 9 a.m. to 12 o'clock, and you can check out the Connections Weekly or the Zoom chat. So friends, our new building has a wonderful sound system and cameras, and many of you enjoy staying at home in your pajamas on Zoom. But in order to make all of that happen, it requires 3 people. Today we're doing our best with 2, but Deborah's been back there frantically doing all of the things. So if you're not sure about wanting to come in person, we could still use some Zoom hosts. And if you do want to come in person and learn how to hit really cool buttons that do neat things, we would really love to see you in here. So if you go, I don't know if I can run Zoom from home, for those of you who enjoyed the Candles and Carols service on Christmas Eve last year, I ran Zoom for you from my parents' basement in Virginia. It can be done, and we would love to hear from you. So if you would please reach out to Deborah or AV or anyone who you've ever seen pushing the buttons, we would love to hear from you. Those emails are going into the chat, and we're in the Connections Weekly, I think. Well, you can find those addresses on our website. The last, final announcement is not for the Zoomies. It is for all of you in here. We invite you to take your boats home with you. If you have extra paper or instructions that you do not want to take home with you, there is a table in the back of the room that we invite you to put those on your way out and help pick up the hymnals so that we aren't here until noon doing that for you. We love you. Yes, we are.
These are so cool. We're going to now extinguish our chalice, so please say the words with me. We extinguish this chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, or the energy of action. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. And may we go forth ready for a year of beauty and justice that flows like the rivers. Blessed be.